Did you like that ad you had to watch me? Was it relevant to your interests? We're used to that kind of stuff, right? And we're no strangers to product placement. I am not being paid to hold this Coke. I feel like I have to burp. And while advertising is all around us, a newer kind of digital product placement is becoming more appealing to those who provide content. Here you can see Dunkin' Donuts coffee and Entenmann's cake being digitally placed into TV shows long after they've aired. So what is digital product placement? And what's driving advertisers and content creators to use it? All this and more in this episode of Is That a Thing?
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Turns out digital product placement has been around for a while, relatively speaking. A bunch of newscasts came out on this hot new trend in advertising around 2006.
It is product placement with a twist, putting the product in after the show's been shot.
But here's something that recently got the internets aflutter. Here's a digitally inserted ad for the film Zookeeper in an episode of How I Met Your Mother from 2007. And here's the rerun without it. With it, without it. A new movie in the rerun of an old show. And that's what got the blogs a-buzzin'. This technology is thanks in part to a company called Seamby, which has engineered over 5,000 integrations in the past 18 months and was responsible for the Zookeeper ad. What kinds of products or items does your company digitally insert into shows?
In general, we have two types of in-show ad units. The first type are essentially advertising devices, such as outdoor billboards, or indoor, we are adding plasma TVs. Those allow advertisers to actually provide their message as a regular picture and be included just like they would advertise in an outdoor scene. The other type of in-show ad unit that we have allows advertisers to include their products in a contextual environment where it implies that the characters in the show are actually using that product, and this brings value to the advertiser.
On average, how often do you think I, as a viewer, am exposed to digital product placement ads on television?
Right now, not too frequently. As we go into the future, you are going to see more and more of it. I think that you are not going to be able to notice it. The fact that it doesn't distract you and you don't know that it's there means that we are doing an okay job.
Digital product placement is becoming more and more common, but I still wondered why that Zookeeper clip bothered people. So I sat down with a neuroscientist to talk about what happens in our brains when something looks off.
Our brains generally are a mechanism that's supposed to make sense of the world. That's what we have brains for. We get all kinds of information from the world, and our brain processes that and makes sense of that. Many times, when we see something for the first time, our brain kind of has a signal, a flag that says, this is the first time I see it, it doesn't make sense. Figure it out. And then other parts of the brain try to make sense of that. They say, wait, I see a car that is too modern to appear in this picture. Or I see a man whose nose sits where the ear is. All those things first raise a flag in the brain, doesn't make sense, analyze it. You might not know it yourself. You might not even say, wait, this is not right, consciously. But your brain would raise a flag and would start analyzing it. That's the thing that happened in Charlie Chaplin movie. And there's a man walking in the movie in the background, and he talks on a cell phone. Now this film was made in the 1928, so clearly there were no cell phones unless someone from the future came back to the past. And somehow, although it's in the background, people really got interested in that. Turns out that there was no cell phone there. There was a man just walking and doing something like that, scratching his ear. But everyone assumed it's a cell phone. What's interesting is that it bothered people. People saw the movie, it's not the center of the attention, it's something on the background, but everyone got annoyed by the fact that someone from the future walks in a movie with a device that shouldn't be there.
When you hear criticism about what it is that you do, what does that make you think?
To say it in a bold way, we are not hurting the content. Everything we are doing is tasteful and is done in a quality that doesn't interfere with the content. The bigger picture is that there is a big problem in the industry. It's a problem for broadcasters and content owners to make money because people are skipping commercials. With digital product placement or in-show ad unit and this platform, we are addressing this problem and we are giving it a solution that in the long term is going to offset the reduced revenues.
So, what have we learned? Digital product placement technology is becoming increasingly appealing to content providers. And until someone figures out how to make ad-free TV profitable, the only real way to get away from it is to turn the TV off. I mean, isn't everyone trying to avoid advertising? That's why you're on the internet, right?